Pressure is mounting on the Ontario government to follow in Quebec's footsteps with a vaccine certification program that would bar unvaccinated people from entering restaurants, bars and gyms. As consensus grows that a fourth wave of COVID-19 will hit Toronto this fall, an increasing number of business leaders and health experts say the city faces a difficult dilemma: close businesses to all or close them to the unvaccinated. Daniel Saffieni, Vice President for Policy at the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, said a provincial vaccination passport program would be an essential tool to avoid another lockdown. He added that while some are concerned that it infringes on individual rights and freedoms, he believes that it is actually a ticket to freedom. We are potentially moving towards a situation where everything could have to be shut down, and everyone's rights and freedoms are being infringed on in a much greater way than we are discussing right now. Quebec announced Tuesday that from September unvaccinated people will not be allowed into non-essential public spaces such as restaurants, bars and gyms. We all want to get back to normal without another shutdown across the province, Saffieni said. We all want to get back to normal without another shutdown across the province. Jan De Silva, President and CEO of the Toronto Region Board of Trade, said the board has been advocating for ASAFE pass from COVID that accommodates both the vaccination test and a recent negative test. De Silva believes that this pass is essential to avoid a lockdown during the fourth wave of COVID-19. We are very eager to encourage governments to step in and give us an extra layer of protection, he said. Andrew Morris, an infectious disease specialist at Sinai Health and University Health Network, also believes Ontario should go the Quebec path. Requiring vaccinations for certain non-essential places or activities not only keeps others safe, but also provides an incentive for people to get the vaccine, he said. There are so many things we can do, Morris said. There are so many things we can do. Morris said it is a matter of time before all the provincial governments do something similar to the Quebec plan. One of the things that will have to be decided is, will you start closing deals again where people meet or find a way for people to meet safely at those businesses? The answer is clearly the latter, Morris said. I just don't see any other way around it. Quebec's steps forward give Ontario the opportunity to learn and participate, De Silva said, noting that there is broad public support for at least some type of vaccination certificate. Last week, Colleges Ontario and the Council of Ontario Universities released a joint letter calling on Queen's Park to provide a province-wide policy requiring vaccination of students, staff and post-secondary faculty. Saffieni pointed to Manitoba's plan to grant certain privileges to those vaccinated, such as admission to large events, as a more positive approach, but does not rule out banning unvaccinated people in some spaces if necessary, as Quebec will do. Ontario's approach so far will result in a mosaic system, Saffieni said, not to mention legal disputes and perhaps even outbreaks. The current approach here in Ontario places the burden on individual companies to create, implement and enforce their own rules, he said. The latest Ontario Tourism Industry Association membership survey shows a shift in perception regarding a vaccine passport, with nearly two-thirds of respondents favoring such a program if cases of COVID-19 continue to rise. In an email, President and CEO Chris Bloor said a vaccine passport could be an important tool to help prevent catastrophe for businesses.